Hi and welcome to Still Waters ASMR. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some of the things I've been doing or some of the things I've purchased to reduce my single-use plastics usage. Now I'd like to say at the beginning, a lot of these items involve plastic, but the idea being it's plastic that will be reused over and over again. So the idea being that I will reduce those single-use plastics at times when you use it once and then throw it away. So I'm just going to take you through a few things I've got here that I've been using or that I've just recently purchased. This is something that's been in the news a lot. There's been a lot of focus, especially here in the United Kingdom, because there's a David Attenborough documentary which was really highlighting the issue of especially these single-use plastics that's ending up in our oceans or in our landfills, and which will take thousands of years to break down and can cause so much damage to wildlife and the food chain in the process. So the first obvious thing that I have got is a water bottle. So this is a aluminium, I believe, water bottle, and I think it's got like a double layer wall to it, so it keeps hot drinks hot for 12 hours and cold drinks cold for 24, I believe. I don't drink hot drinks much really, so I only really use it as a water bottle. And it's really handy. I normally keep it in my car. It's got a little bit of water in it just now. I normally keep it in my car. So when I'm going to work or when I'm going out and about. I also, if I'm going to go somewhere for the day, I drink a lot of water, so I will normally take this with me, like put it in a backpack and take it with me. It's, it's just really handy. This one has got like a little sports cap to it. It does have another lid option. This is just the one I like, it's got the handle. But it does have another lid option, which is just like a plain metal and wood lid, which looks quite smart. I just bought this on Amazon, I believe. It's either Amazon or eBay. I just googled and looked for one that had decent reviews. So yeah, it's just a nice little just a little water bottle that I've been using. I said this one I do find really useful, because otherwise I'd be buying a bottle of water every time I'm out and about in public. And you can even take this when you're travelling through like an airport and things like that, because as long as it's empty when you go through security, you can take it through security no problem. And then once you get through to the other side, then there's always somewhere where you can refill. Sometimes they have like a dedicated drinking fountain, especially in the US, they're usually pretty good about that. But even here in the UK, where water fountains aren't as common, you can normally take it to a cafe or something and they'll refill it for you for free. So this is a really easy to stop using all those disposable plastic bottles that you use once and then throw away. Then another easy one here in the UK, they now charge 10p for any plastic carrier bag at shops. So most people here in the UK will now have your Bag for Life. I'm trying to get this without making too much noise. So I have a whole assortment of different Bag for Life options. Here's just one I just took out the car. Oops, sorry, making noise. And it's like a canvas tote bag that's got cat hair on it. So just like a Sainsbury's is the particular supermarket that I shop at most of the time, just because it's convenient for me and I get Nectar points. So we've got this this is a canvas tote bag. I've also got some kind of more plastic based reusable bags, but that's the point, is that they're reusable. So I normally always have some of those in my car, so when I go to the grocery store then I just use those rather than buying. That's the thing, you have to, if you want bags at the grocery store, you have to pay 10p per bag. So that massively cuts down on the single-use bags. Then there's another thing where in the UK a lot of the time things like fruit and vegetables will be wrapped in plastic. So I've got a bag here which is full of other bags. So it's making quite a lot of noise. So these are just simple little mesh bags that have got like drawstring pulls on them, and they come in a variety of sizes. I just grabbed a couple. I'm covered in cat hair. Everything's covered in cat hair in my life. There's a couple kind of bigger ones, and here's a smaller one, and I think there's like a mid-range size as well. And the idea being that when you go to buy like some onions or tomatoes or apples, you just pop them in the bag, and then you've got your produce in the bag, and then that way you can use the individual ones. And what I do is I'll weigh the item and get the label that has the price, like the weight and the price, and I just stick it to the bag, so I'm not paying for the weight of the bag itself. Because yeah, in the UK you get some that are loose and then some that are wrapped in plastic, and so rather than buying the stuff that's wrapped in plastic, then I can use these to gather together the loose items and buy just the loose items. I'm not always good about being disciplined about remembering to take these into the shop with me, but I am at least good about using the reusable bags for life, because I ain't paying for carry bags. So that's another thing. So something I've just bought recently is this here, and it's Globy Slurpers. These I just either bought them on eBay or Amazon. I just, you know, there's so many out there, I just picked one that looked half decent. I'm not going to bother really linking to any websites, I don't think, because these things are easy to get a hold of if you just search online, and I haven't done the research. These are the ones I've purchased, but I don't know if they're the best ones. It's just the ones I've purchased, so I'm not going to try and pretend that these are the best you can buy, and I'm not in any way sponsored or anything, so feel free to go and find whichever ones work for you. So these ones are a variety of straws. So it came with two brush cleaning, so it came with like a little canvas bag, and then two little cleaning brushes, and then we've got 4 bent straws, and then we have got 4 straight straws. So the idea being you can just pop this into the little bag and pop it into your handbag or your purse, whatever you call it, and take it with you. And so when you're out and you have a drink and you want a straw, you can use this reusable one, and it's made out of food grade steel, I believe, and you can use a reusable straw rather than using plastic straws that just end up being in landfill or stuck up a turtle's nose in the ocean. So yes, this is a new purchase I just recently got. To be honest, I don't tend to drink drinks out that require straws. Probably the one thing that I probably do is like at fast food places, like going to McDonald's or something. But I thought if I at least purchase this and then start like putting a straw in my handbag, it's there if I need it. I've also purchased like a small little little travel sized cutlery set that has a fork, a knife, a spoon, maybe a bottle opener, I'm not sure, because I thought that will come in useful for when I go on like motorbike trips, but also it can pop in my handbag. It comes in like a little case. It's not arrived yet because I think it was coming from China, so it had quite a long lead time. So it just came in a little case I can just pop into my handbag, and then when you're out and about, and say if you buy a salad at the grocery store or something to have for your lunch, you don't have to then get a plastic fork, because they normally have like disposable cutlery. I can have reusable cutlery, which I then just wash. Okay, so another thing that I quite often use single-use plastics for, that's the thing, is when it comes to this and making life changes, you really have to think about what do you personally do and what do you personally use. If you never use straws, there's absolutely no point in you buying the reusable straws. And so it's thinking about what do you personally use. So one thing that I often use quite a lot of was plastic sandwich bags. Single use, you make a sandwich, you put it in the bag, and then you throw it away when you're finished. So a while ago I purchased I love Sistema. I have got a Sistema addiction. So I purchased a bunch of, it came in a pack of 3, which is really nice because I don't always do dishes every day. So I can make up a batch of sandwiches for the week. And they're bright and colourful and cheerful, and then I can put my sandwiches into these boxes and then put them in my pack lunch, take into work. And that's really quite handy because then it means that I'm not using up sandwich bags. I then just take them home, give them a rinse out, or just a wash, and then they're good to go. So that is one item. I'm just setting things down on the floor beside me. Okay, another thing that I would sometimes use sandwich bags for is for like snack items. So again, back at Sistema, I purchased a range of, so these are like little tubs, oops, sorry, apologies, little tubs, and then some like bigger ones. So these are quite good for like putting like a portion of like grapes in, or a sliced apple or something like that, that previously I would have put into a sandwich bag. So I've got 2 different sizes depending on the size of the snack. And as I said, they come in packs of 3, which is quite handy because it means that you can then, depending on what the size of the snack is, you know, there's no point using a massive tub if it's a small little snack. Apologies, this is quite loud on the mic. Another thing that I found myself using either cling film or sandwich bags for was putting things in the fridge, like leftovers, or say if I've used like half of an avocado or half of an onion and I'm putting it in the fridge. So what I've got is I have an assortment, I've only just bought a couple as an example, assortment of plastic containers. I mean, I've got all different shapes and sizes. These are some smaller square tubs, or rectangular. I've also got some like really big ones. And I often use like plastic tubs for like meal prepping and things like that, and then I just wash them and reuse them. But it just means that you've got you can use half of an onion, put the other half in the fridge. So I then was thinking about other things that I use single-use plastics for. And one thing that's really been in use a lot in the UK is wet wipes. And I use quite a lot of wet wipes, whether it's like facial cleansing wet wipes or like just normal wet wipes for like body cleansing. They're easy, they're convenient, but then they end up, I mean, some people have been flushing them down the toilets and they've been blocking up sewage systems. Otherwise they normally have some kind of plastic in them and they just go in the trash. So I went on, there's a website called Cheeky Wipes. This is the one thing I will mention because they have these nice little kits. So there's this little kit I got from them. So it comes with this little bag, and then I've got extra virgin raw organic coconut oil, And yes, it does come in a plastic tub, but it's basically just a tub of, oh, it smells very coconutty, just coconut. And this is to be used as baby bum cream, body moisturiser, hair treatment, lip balm. It says use a teaspoon in your cloth wipe solution. So the idea being that you put this into a solution, and then I have two different types of face wipes. So there is these cheeky, sorry that's my neighbours, I think somebody just flushed a toilet or something. Cheeky wipes, making a bum job better. Makeup removing pads, organic cotton sharper. Make the switch to reusable makeup removing pads. Your skin and the planet will thank you. This is 10 pads. So these are organic cotton, and then these ones are makeup removing pads, bamboo terry white. So basically you've got, this one is made out of bamboo fabric, and it's more like a terry toweling. I don't know how well the texture is showing up. And then these ones are really soft. So kind of one is more for like exfoliating, and then one is more for kind of more gentler cleansing. So I got two different types. I got this little pack purposely because it had two different types of face cleansing wipes. So the idea being that you use these wipes, you get a solution, you use some coconut oil with some water to create like a cleanser. So rather than using any fancy chemicals, just something quite simple. Wash your face with these, and then you just put them in the laundry, just with your normal items, and you could wash them and reuse them. Because normally I use disposable cotton pads, which come in a plastic wrapper, and so you use them once, you throw them away. These ones I can wash and reuse. So I said this is a fairly new addition because I was using quite a lot of like face cleansing makeup wipes. I mean, I probably still will use like facial cleansing makeup wipes, like come in the plastic packets for when I'm travelling because they're just convenient, but at least when I'm at home I can use these. I don't wear makeup a lot, but when I do, I need something to wipe it off with, and I don't like using like the face cloth for removing makeup, just because it makes the face cloth the mess in the face cloth. So that is one thing that I've just recently purchased, so I'm quite excited to actually start using that. I said I've not used it yet. Another item on a similar track of the reusable is, some people might find this quite disgusting, but if you use reusable nappies as a female, there's one thing that we use on a monthly basis, and it's sanitary towels. Disclaimer, the ones I'm about to show you have not been used. They are clean, they are unused. So these are also from the Cheeky Wipes company, but I didn't like these ones as much, so there's a couple other brands that I've been using that I really like. I got like a few trial packs to try out, and they come in different sizes. Doesn't matter which company you use, they come in different sizes. So this one has got 3 different sizes. So you've got this like smaller one, and then you have like a medium sized one, and then you have like a bigger one for at night time. And they're just quite simple. They just have little wings and snap poppers. And so these are, as I said, these have not been used. They're clean. And the idea being that they've got an absorbent material. The ones I use, I've kept and I like, have actually got a waterproof layer on the back, and then they've got absorbent material here, and so you just rinse them off in cold water, put them in the washing machine with your normal laundry, and yeah, they're really, really simple. So I've been using them for a while now, maybe about 6 months, and I mean, these things are very much a personal preference. when it comes to any kind of menstrual product. It's very much a person to person, personal preference. I have been finding these been working really quite well, and so not having, I do still sometimes use disposable ones as well, just again for convenience, but where possible using reusable ones. It's simple, and I've been finding it quite good. So there's little things like that. I said there's a couple different brands that I've been using that I like more. I might actually put a link in the description to the ones I like, because I have found them particularly good. They stay put and they're comfortable. These I found moved around a bit too much. I just didn't feel confident in wearing them. So that is them. I'll put them down over here. So, and then the final item, back to the topic of wet wipes. The only reason why I'm jumping about between topics is because of the way things are stacked in front of me. I'm going for the things I can reach first. Sorry, these are just instruction kits. I'm not going to bother going through those. So this next one is, again, it's Cheeky Wipes. And they have got a wet wipe kit, which I have purchased. So I don't have a baby, but sometimes I like to use wet wipes for myself, for quick, whether it's quickly wiping your face or just giving yourself a quick kind of wipe down, if you're in a hurry or whatever. Sometimes they just come in really handy, and having an option where I don't have to use disposable ones and I can use reusable ones is great. Especially, for example, right now I have just gotten a new tattoo on my leg. It's a really big one, so I can't take baths at the moment, and I need to be able to still wash and keep clean. So these are going to be coming really handy for the next few days, especially when it's not quite so easy just to jump in the shower. So the system they have is they have this whole system thing organised. So idea being, you have this big the big box with the green lid, which is called the mucky box. Oh, sorry, that was really loud. Shh, quiet. So, sorry, this is going to be quite noisy. I'm going to take it off the table and do this next bit over to the side of it, so hopefully the microphone won't be picking up all the noise. So we have got one large box that's got some hooks on the inside. Sorry, I'm trying not to make too much noise. We have then got the Fresh Wipes box, which has got a different coloured lid and it's smaller. And in here we've got a lot of cloths. So they have a huge different range of different types of cloths. I went for these ones, which are their white flannel wipes. Great for hands and faces, or bottoms too. And so they also have a thing called family cloths, which is like a toilet paper replacement. I am not about to rush out and do that because I have limits to what I find acceptable and what I find just a bit too gross. But these I thought were quite good. They're nice and big, so you can use them for like your face or just giving yourself a wipe down. And they're just, I believe it's just cotton flannels. Yeah, just 100% cotton flannel. And you just use it and then you chuck it in the washing machine with your normal wash. But the idea being, So they have this little mesh bag that you can put inside of this box, and little hooks that are around the edge of the box. You basically just hook the bag. I'm not doing a very good job of it because I'm aware that it's making noise with the microphone. So you kind of hook your bag inside these hooks, inside this box, and then you put your flannels in this box so that it's got ridges around. So you fill it up with water to these marks, and then they have different essential oils. Now, essential oils I think have a place. I don't think they solve every the world's problems, but in this situation, basically you put this one, the rose geranium. They have different types, but the rose geranium and rose damask absolute essential oil. You put like a couple drops into the water in the fresh box. You then push the cloths into the solution. They then are sitting there, they're fresh, they're already pre-watered and essential oiled. You then just take out a cloth, wipe your face with it or do whatever you're going to do with it, and then when you're finished, you put it into the mucky box, into the bag, and then you'll have some water sitting in there that you'll have. So this has got tea tree and lemon scented tea tree essential oil blend, helps to kind of disinfect them a bit. And then you can just literally just take the mesh bag with all your wipes and just stick that in your washing machine. So I quite like the idea. I quite like this concept. So that's why I went and bought myself one of the kits, because I thought this, I can buy into this. You can also put things like your face wipe, your used face wipes into here, or even like your used sanitary towels into here, and then just put them all in the wash together. That way they have a bit of a soak. But yeah, it's a really simple design, so that should hopefully help cut down on my like face wipes and wet wipes usage. And then when I do, if hopefully I do have children, I can just use these same ones and then just get different cloths depending on, because sometimes like a muslin cloth is like just a bit easier to use with children. So yeah, so that's some of the things that I've been doing to try and reduce my plastic usage, like more especially the single-use plastics. I think plastic is wonderful if it's something that you're using time and time again and you're actually getting like long-term use out of it. But these things that you buy the once, I did for a while get glass bottled milk delivered to my house, but it's like costs twice as much as the normal milk in plastic cartons, and the company that did it was really unreliable, and there'd be times when I wouldn't get my milk, other times when I would get my milk when I was away, so I'd come back to like a whole bunch of off milk sitting in my front porch that they delivered while I was on holiday when I'd asked them not to. So I cancelled that, but then I do recycle the plastic milk bottles, so we do have like recycling here, so it's a bit of a kind of balancing act between what can be recycled and what can't. So this is just some of the things that I do and some of the things that I use and I've been finding useful. I've got some friends who have got like coffee, reusable coffee cups. I mean, for me, I don't drink coffee, so that's really useful for them. I know some friends who have got who support a company called what are they called? Who gives a crap? They are a toilet paper company, and they make toilet paper out of bamboo, which is a very fast growing and much more sustainable resource than normal paper. And they send out in massive big boxes, and they're wrapped in paper rather than wrapped in plastic. and I think they also give money to support like building toilets in third world countries, so they're quite an ethical company, but you have to buy it in bulk, and I don't have anywhere in this current house to store bulk toilet paper purchases, so that's something I might look into when I move. I've got some other friends who use like bamboo clothing, so they'll buy like pants and socks and t-shirts and stuff made out of bamboo. I've not been buying any clothing, so there's been no need for me to buy bamboo clothing, because I think there's no point in buying new clothes if you already have existing clothes, but it's something that when I need new pants and socks I might review, because apparently it's meant to be really, really soft. So yeah, it's about being sensible and not just buying things for the sake of buying things, but buying things that will actually be of use. Anyway, that's my little ramble. This is the things that I personally am doing. There's some things that I know, when it comes to convenience, I continue to use things that aren't great for the environment, but you do have to balance convenience with what you can eat, what each individual can do. I'm in no way like a top class eco warrior, but I try and do the little things that I can within my budget and within, you know, my lifestyle that I can actually manage. But anyway, that's enough rambling for one day, so I will leave you guys, and please feel free to share anything that you maybe find useful, things that you've been doing or you've been thinking of doing. It's always great to share different ideas. But yeah, take care, and I'll see you again in a video soon.